Hello everyone, Nargis is here. This is my beautiful model here, Brianna. And welcome to video tutorial, week 4 on Bowspring Beginner Series. And this video will be primarily focusing on the upper core of the belly and the lower back. All right, so the belly is it's a very interesting, it's very sensitive part of the body because usually we link the belly with the gut, gut wisdom or gut feeling. The intuition resides there. So anytime we feel stress, it tightens up. So we don't have this access to the wisdom that resides in there. So the first aspect of ABC, the A in the belly and the lower back, is to soften. So, and let's practice this. Take your hands to your belly, close your eyes. And notice if your belly reflects your breath, moves with your breath. The soft aspect, it goes really tightly with the unlearning what we learned up until now. So usually in the belly crunches and the core crunches, we make it tighter. And in the Bowspring methodology, we'll unlearn to do that and we'll learn to soften it first. So let your belly to move with your breath softly. Nothing is too hard, nothing is too big. You just let that area of your body to soften. Okay. Now, after the soft aspect, the A, comes the B, and it's long. So, Brianna, take your right hand behind your head, headrest, elbow narrow, and then take your left arm forward, seat, horizon, arm. Turn your seat into the midline and stretch the thumbnail. Now, as you exhale, push your hips back, inhale, and lift your ribs, lift your head. That's it, soften your belly, exhale, inhale, and lengthen your belly. Make the greatest separation between your ribs and your hips. Good, then switch sides, left hand behind your head. Push your right arm forward, then down to tone, then find the hollows in your underarm. And then exhale when you sit back, push your hips back, find rootedness in your feet and your legs, and then find the greatest length as you widen and lift through the ribs. Good, and release. Beautiful. Now from the B, so it's the A is the soft, C is the long, and the B is the long, and C is the strong. So how do we find the strength? But first let's talk about the lower back. So Brianna, please turn around. The lower back is actually very narrow, okay? But in the Bowspring we refer to it back belly. So the back belly has to stay. It has a distinct directionality also. So it goes in and then lengthens as the widening, expanding nature of the ribs lift up and away from the hips. So all of the bandwidth around the waistline, turn around, keep going. So the back belly and the front, as well as the side waistline, the side belly, also they get tapered in as there's the lifting of the ribs and rootedness in the hips and the legs. Okay, stay. Good. Now take your both hands on your waistline. And go ahead and tuck your tailbone. Good. Turn around, please, sideways. So go ahead and tuck your tail and really shorten the front. Yeah, like you're doing crunches, like regular crunches. Yeah. So check to see the engagement of your waistline. It's pretty soft, and the back is in Brianna's case, it's very hard for her to make it flat, but most people will find it really flat, the lower back, and the buttocks are not engaged, they're pretty soft, okay? So in the Bowspring, we want to find the strength softness, length, and the strength on all sides. There you go. So now, Brianna, keep your hands on your waistline. Find the widening, expansive nature in your ribs and lift your ribs up and away. As you find widening and rootedness in your hips and your legs, and I find the greatest separation. So yes, lengthen through the belly. And now taper your waistline in like an hourglass and check to see. Now her waistline is pretty much engaged, in. The lower back is long and strong as well as the front. That's what we're talking about in the bow sprint, is the whole bandwidth of the back, lower back, the side waist, and the front belly. That's what the true core practice in the bow sprint. Okay, so we're gonna move into the practice, but first let's practice turn towards me. Now, if you find someone at home, ask them for your help, or you can use a tabletop or countertop. So Brianna's creating seats, and I'm gonna hold her seats. I'm gonna give her pressure down, upward pressure as she presses down towards into my hands and down more. So she finds house in her armpits, in her elbows, and in her arms, in her hands. Now she's gonna push her hips back and inhale, broaden your exhale, lift your ribs higher, press through the arms. There you go. Yes, yes, good, very good. Soft, long, and then strong, and the maximum length. She tapers her waistline in. One more time. Beautiful, and release. Good. Okay, so please turn around and face the window. Come to earth. So take your, push your seats forward and take your both hands crescent to ecstasy. Exhale, sit back, inhale, and find this, distinguish the upper body, the ribs, the head, the arms, the wings, and the hips down below the legs and the feet. And there's in between, that's what you want to find space there, as well as strength. So you're gonna soften your belly, bow your belly forward, bow your lower back forward, and in and up. And now stretch your belly longer, go as you go up, up, up. So the belly bows forward, then up. And then on the top of the length, taper your waistline in, and then pulse. Exhale, sit back. Inhale, and find greater length. Each time when we pulse, we find longer belly, stronger belly. One more time. Good. Now from earth pose, you're gonna step to all fours. Push your seats forward, sit step wide, keeping the belly long. Swivel your heels in. Squat. Now here's the trick. Keeping the belly long, Brianna's gonna slowly go down into squat. So the belly long, the distance between her breastbone, the navel and the pubis stay long. Lean forward, fingertips touch dome to spring. Keeping belly long. Step back to all fours. Mindfully. Good. Brianna is maintaining the double S curve of the back skull, back neck, upper back, lower back, and the hips. And she's maintaining softness in her hands and her feet as she engages and finds the hollows, the integration of the tissue into the bones in the arms and the legs. Good. Now pulse a few times, 3 to 4 times. Exhale, sit back. Inhale, bow your belly down and then stretch your belly forward and up. And then taper the waistline in, keeping that. Exhale, sit back, inhale. So Brianna is light. In her hands and even in her knees, she is light. Because of the integration and the apple core of her belly and lower back. Very good. Okay, walk your hands to the left. Now we're gonna stretch and open the right side of the waistline. Exhale, sit back towards the heels, keeping your feet really engaged. Inhale and pull your rib cage out to the right. Exhale, sit back. Inhale. Now here's the thing. as Brianna pauses, her goal is to keep the left side also long and tapered in as she opens the right side of her waistline. So there's no crunching, there's no collapsing in the left side. She's keeping it long, just like a tube, beautiful tube. And walk to the right to balance out the sides. Now her left side of the waistline opens and she's back and she finds the soft and long belly. Then there's the strong and she tapers the right side of the waistline in. Pull through the crown of your head, open your throat, adjust a touch. Good. And now please come back to center. Crouching cat from all fours. Keeping the belly long. Yeah, find the pulse, please pulse. Double S curves, tone in the legs and your arms. The hollows present all the time. Hollows are power. Belly staying long and strong. But first we need to unlearn. So the tendency is to scoop the butt and shorten the belly. So finding the softness in the belly, unlearning what you learned before, and then you lengthen, then you taper in to find the true core. One more time. Okay. Now, keeping your knees up, I speak right hand, Sphinx arm, I speak left. Good. And now, tip your head to the left slightly, keeping belly long. See if you can hover your right elbow off the floor, stretch through your arm, stretch through your thumbnail, press your pinky toe down. That's it. Yes. And lengthen through the right side of your belly. Good. Even more. Take the arc through to the left more. Keeping belly long. Good. And then come back to center. Lower your right elbow without dropping your ribs and switch sides. Tip your head to the right. Hover your left elbow. Good. And you can see, if I can touch, her belly is engaged pretty much. Yes. Good. Very good. And lower your left elbow. Okay. Now lift your right leg up behind you. Yes. Press your knee down asymmetrically. Lift your right hip. Activate your left leg. Activate your arms. Keeping belly long, keeping the ribs nice and floaty so they're buoyant. If I press through the ribs, Brianna's gonna resist me. She's pretty buoyant. And she finds little teeny tiny pulsations here. Belly long. Yes. Yes. Hollow staying, flex, bend, crease in the legs. And release, switch sides, left leg back behind. Brianna, do you feel anything in your belly? Yes. Good. And release. Good. Releasing you down to the floor. Just take 1 to 2 breaths. Good. All right. Please sit down. Sit back. And plant your feet in front of you. Bend your knees. Dig and drag with your feet. Dig and drag. Soft toes away from you. And that's it. Take your hands to the hamstrings, and you're gonna actually keep really good hold of your hamstrings just underneath your ES, and so integrate the muscles to the bones and then pull them out wide. There you go. Straighten your elbows, lean back. Here's the thing. That's where the true core of the bowspring comes in. So usually we're gonna show the opposite. Shorten. Yeah, we collapse. So if the lower back is collapsed, the side waist is soft, and here, maybe the front is engaged, but not truly, okay? So now lift up, pubis presses down, belly soft, broaden your ribs, broaden your hips, root through the pubis more, dig and drag. These are the roots. If the roots are weak, her entire trunk is not going to feel safe to open and integrate. Push your knees out a little bit more. Now dig and drag more, straighten your elbows, lean back, keeping belly long. Yes. Open your throat. Very good. And now if you look on the back, her lower back is in, her belly bows, but it's strong, and the side waist is strong. Take your right hand behind your head, headrest. Left arm forward, seat. Exhale. Inhale, stretch your belly longer. Press through the under left arm. Yes, and switch sides. Left hand, and she floats. She's light. Good. Both hands chin up bar. Both arms. Now twist to the right. Keeping belly long. Ooh, yes. Come back to center. Twist to the left. Belly long. That's the true core. Come back to center and release. Good job. All right. So take a 2 to 3 breaths. And please lay down on your side. Yeah, Brianna moves mindfully. Stack your knees and your feet on top. Both hands ecstasy. Her hips are behind her ribs. They're not in line with the ribs. So if even more, I can ask Brianna to move. So press through the right side of your knee and move your right hip back behind you more. Yes, good. So hips are really, it's a beautiful arcing action in the belly. So the belly goes forward, even slightly down. So soften your belly. Yeah. Good. And now find greater length is you pull your head away from your ribs and ribs away from your hips. Now lift your top leg up slightly. Flex, bend, crease. Her feet work, both of them. The back of the knees hollow, the groins staying deep. And now she's gonna exhale like she's passing and jumping on the mini trampoline. And with each inhale, she lengthens and tapers the waistline. Beautiful. Yes. Just like that, like jellyfish on the side, moving, opening, expanding, growing and evolving. One more time. And then please roll on your back. Push your seats up. Don't use your arms. Use the back of the head, the shoulders and the hips to move to the center of your mat. So Brianna is in this power pose, I would say, because her curves are present. Now go ahead and flatten your lower back. There's no curve on the lower back, so we're gonna find the softness and then lengthen the belly as she lifts her waistline off the floor. Open your throat more. There you go. So the back of the neck and the lower back should not be touching the floor at all. Okay. Once we find the 5 curves, then keeping the lift minimally. See if you can keep your belly long. Lift your head and lift your chest up, ribs up. Take your, yes. So that's not easy. This is not easy. Well, how usually it's down, press your lower back down, and lift your head and crunch. So if I touch Brianna's lower back, it's pretty flat. It's pressing down. It's not engaged, and her sideways not engaged. The front maybe a little bit. Okay, so lower your head down again. Find the 5 curves, the empowering 5 curves. Exactly. Push your seats up. Minimally lift your upper body. That's it. And now take your right hand behind your head, headrest. Take your left seat towards your right knee. You don't have to touch your right knee, but keeping the long belly and the strong. That's not easy. And then come back to center switch. Left hand behind your head, headrest. Open your throat, twist to the left. Keeping the belly long and then strong. And then just to get more taste out of it, switch sides, first side again. And then last one. Yes, Brianna's keeping the integration of the core, upper core in the waistline. Okay, please roll into your belly. and make the push your seats forward, arms outstretched in front of you, lower your forehead down to the floor. Really, find the hollows in your hands, in your arms. Turn your right inner elbow towards the midline more, but keeping the pinky, that's it. Hollow in her armpits, staying, the underarm staying pretty much engaged because of the integration. The legs in wave formation, very powerful. And now see if you can wiggle your ribs side to side to lengthen your belly. Yeah, you can lift and stretch. Yes, yes. So her, yes, just like that. Just like that. Very good. So once Brianna finds length in her belly, now she's ready to find the strength. So lift your right leg up slightly, wave leg. Yes. Find the integration of the leg. Good. You can use the left knee down to the floor to press it down, lift the hip. Good. Stretch your belly longer. Use your arms and your hands to pull your ribs forward. Good. And release. Second side, left leg up, wave leg. Yeah, Brianna never hyperextends. She doesn't hyperextend. The back of the knee stays hollow and the groin staying hollow. Good. Press to the left knee, right knee more too, and lift your right hip higher. Right hip. Lower your left. There you go. All right, now lift your right leg up again. Lift your left arm forward. And think of the not squeeze in the front, but stretch your belly longer as you integrate and keeping the strength of the leg, of the extremities. And then release, second side, left leg up, wave leg, right arm up, strong wing, stretch your belly longer. Very good, and release. Tummy time. Your hands in rose hands like you're holding the bouquet, and rest your forehead on your rose hands. Walk your elbows forward so you're not holding yourself more. Just relax your legs for a few seconds. And now make wave legs. The wave legs are created by pressing the top of the paws down to the floor. And she pressing them actively down. Not too much, just enough. And then she pulls the top of her paw, not the toes, towards her knees, finding these hollows, really powerful hollows in the ankles, okay? And her inner heels squeeze towards one another, even more. That's it, yes. Good. And now, tummy time. Start lifting your feet off the floor, pulling them isometrically. Heels towards your sitting bones. Keep going. Keep going. Yes. She maintains the hollows in her ankles. Beautiful. And her feet are performing the taco, big toe mount and small toe mount towards one another, and the pinky toes out, fiesta feet. Now move your feet to the right. Windshield wiper. Pause right there. Press your knees down actively and pull your knees towards your belly as you stretch your belly away from your knees. And then come back to center, repeat on the other side. This is called windshield wipers. Stretch your belly longer. Good. Come back to center. Now keep your legs just like they are. Broaden the back ribs more. And now come to your back elbows, Brianna. Lift your head, back elbows on the floor. So in this posture. Yes, you can clasp your hands or seeds or hands in rose hands. Now Brianna is going to push her forehead against her thumbs. Okay, the elbows are pressing down actively and pulling towards the knees towards her elbows as she stretches her belly forward. And now move your feet side to side, and windshield wipers go slower. Meanwhile, she maintains the pressure of her knees downwardly and forward as she stretches belly forward. This is ultimate psoas release. And the strength, it creates a lot of strength in the lower back. And Brianna is pretty flexible. Broaden the back of the ribs more, Brianna. Lower your hips just a touch, just a little bit. Lower your hips a little bit more. Good. One more on each side. Good. Now please come back to center with your feet. Keep your feet up. Slide your hands wide for panther, for preparation for panther push-up. Pause. Underarms float up. Elbows push out and forward. Lift your ribs as high as your elbows. Pause. Pushing knees down, pull your butt back. Panther push-up. 3 push-ups. Go slowly down. And Brianna's idea is to just bend her elbows as she maintains this loftiness in her ribs, hips, and head. Lift your head a little bit higher. One more time. Squeezing your heels towards your sitting bones. Belly long, and then come back to all fours, please. And all fours, Sphinx arms. I speak. Her ribs resist up all the time. Beautiful. Okay, walk your knees back and roll on top of your knees. The heels are squeezing towards the sitting bones all the time. Her belly stays long. Good. Her ribs are floaty, buoyant. The neck is long. And instead of usually when the instruction is given to lengthen the belly, what happens? The people overlift the chin. So go ahead and overlift your chin, and the belly stays short. So lower your chin a little bit more, and instead lengthen through the belly. Belly long. Yes. Good. Okay, now lift your right leg back behind your square leg. Find pulses as you lengthen your belly. Find the tapering action of the waistline in at the greatest length. Good. And release. Second side. Left leg up. Square leg. Lift your right hip higher. Good. Release your knee. Lower your feet and hover your knees. Now Brianna's going to step side to side, keeping the belly long and strong. So step inside, right elbow, right foot, left elbow, left foot, and then to the other side. So Brianna is maintaining her practice on her mat because it's hard. Keep going side to side. It's hard to do it on the hardwood floor. So if you have softer floor, it's more forgiving. Good. Good. And please release your knees down to the floor. Sit back, hero. And please turn towards camera. It's not an easy practice, but it is challenging, but it's a lot of fun. So the ABC of the apple core of the belly and lower back. So following, the A is soft. The belly has to reflect the breath. We unlearn in that step what we learned before, squeezing and shortening. And then the long, the B, comes after soft. So we lengthen the belly as the back belly bows forward, right? And then we find the strength on top of the length. Once we create the maximum length, then the taper of the waistline tapers in, holds it all together with integrity as the top widens and pulls out, lifts up, as the hips widen and root down. And this is pretty much it on week 4. So the next video will be on the apple core of the neck and the head. Thank you. If you have any questions, please write in the comments.